Welcome back to more Tokyo Xtreme Racer. So last time, we made a start on the game basically. We did our first day, we got a starter car in the Suzuki Swift. And yeah, this time, we're going to be trying to do a bit more. So yeah, what we're going to do, you have two options, obviously. You can either start, you can start on the other ramps if you really want to, but yeah. I mean, what we're going to do though is we're going to be trying to explore the outer loop this time, because yeah, we already saw all the in loops, so yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, again, what you decide to do is up to you, because yeah, what you decide to do is up to you, because yeah, there are different rivals on the inner and outer, so yeah, we're gonna eventually need to go both sides basically. So yeah, let's get back to driving. And this time we have our engine upgrade too, but of course what I really want to do though is I want to try and get more upgrades. So yeah, let's see, what's this? Narexite, yeah, I probably don't want to fight that. More the taxi. I should have fought the first car we saw. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, another thing about the engine cooling I should have mentioned too is that yeah, basically what you want to do is yeah, one thing that could help actually is that if you do put the engine into safe mode, you'll see where it limits the revs basically. And then yeah, if you rev the car underneath that red line, which I'm guessing with the Swift is under 5 as it says that, or 5,000 RPM is to be more accurate. If I were to do that, then yeah, I don't heat up the engine, so yeah. Anyway. And yeah, if you almost want to race like that, yeah, you can just, you know, take it slow, cool down the engine if you want, but anyway. So we're going to slow down because, yeah, we got another rival to fight here. And yeah, I do recommend trying to fight the traffic. There is one very good reason to. There's one very good reason to, and that is, they give you a better multiplier, basically. That's what the win 1 down there shows. And a bigger multiplier or bigger combo bonus, I should be saying. That's what it actually is. It means that, yeah, you get more money overall, so that's really good. And yeah, there are some nice things. I should mention nothing too. This game actually started at early access in February of 2025, and then it fully released in September. And then yeah, during that time, they basically kept improving it, which is really cool. So one thing they did do, which is very nice, is they actually bumped up the CP and BP limits, basically. It's kind of like, yeah, before it kind of had a Zelda-like problem where, yeah, it was very easy to fill up your wallet and stuff, and then yeah, that would be very annoying. But for the full release, they did decide to make it a bit more lenient, so you don't need to upgrade them right away. And seeing on which too, BP is also very different as well, because yeah, you only got so much BP before, but they decided to, you know, rework the progression and stuff, and then yeah, make it so that yeah, rivals actually give a lot more BP, and in fact, yeah, they now also give BP when you actually, give BP when you rematch them. They didn't do that before, so yeah, you're actually kind of limited. That's another thing too about BP. You do need to, you know, you do need to be a bit careful with it. You do want to, you know, focus on what you really need, which is a bit of a problem, I'll admit, because like if you're playing the game blind, and then yeah, you don't know what you're doing basically, then yeah, you could end up, you know, wasting a lot of BP, and you can't refund it either, which is kind of an issue. That is definitely something I wish either gets out of an update or is in the sequel basically. So yeah, if this game even gets a sequel, which yeah, I guess I'll find out, because yeah, there's still a lot that could be added when compared to other TXR games. So yeah. But anyway. Let's see if we can take on this roadster, because yeah, our next rival is not for a little bit, and the other rival on the map is going the other way, so yeah. And yeah, I'm heating up the engine a little bit. There is another way you can counter engine temperatures too, other than just lifting, like I am. But yeah, the name of Swansea, as long as they don't have a car that's really good, you'll beat them most in the front. But yeah, another way you can counter it is pressing down on the D-pad. This puts your car into autopilot, where yeah, the AI drives it for you, and then yeah, they intentionally drive the car at low revs. Obviously, this cools down the engine pretty decently, but also means you still, move around. It's not bad for the early game because you're not much faster than the autopilot if you're doing that lifting and coasting like I am. Later on though, it's not very useful because you can drive and lift and coast much faster than that, so yeah. But yeah, this Toyota BB is giving a bit more problems, it looks like. Don't worry about losing. The only bad thing about losing is you lose your wind bonus, which yeah, that sucks, but... And you do need large wind bonuses later, but the good thing is that the traffic will always be something you can fight to get a big wind bonus, so yeah. So it's no problem. Now I think, yeah, I'm guessing that the Switch might have the worst problems with engine overheating because, yeah, it is a turbocharged car. And turbo cars heat up a little bit quicker than the natural aspect counterparts, which, yeah, both the MX-5 and the 86 are, so yeah, that's kind of interesting to think about, so yeah. But again, we'll cool down the engine. Unfortunately, yeah, there is another kind of issue with the... There is another issue with the engine cooling. Another way you can cool down the engine is parking areas. Problem is the C1 has no parking areas, so yeah. So that's a bit of a bummer. Because yeah, if you go in a parking area, the engine cools down automatically, basically. When next time you go out to drive, then yeah, it when you next go out to drive, yeah, it immediately cools down. So yeah. Do we take on this older MX-5? I think I will. Again, like I said, let's get a nice wind bonus going. And yeah, there's also a perk that increases the wind bonus. That could be something very worth considering once we are good with engine upgrades. Well, not engine upgrades, upgrades in general. Wait, this guy is actually not bad though. He is level 5. The level is important. The thing about the traffic is that the level, they actually scale to your level. So even if they drive weak cars, they can still give you a decent fight. So yeah. But yeah, they don't generally drive upgraded cars, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we get past them good, but yeah, I kind of ended up heating up the engine a lot, so yeah, and I passed the rival on a fight. That's the problem with finding the traffic. Again, it's definitely a good thing, but it's definitely a good thing to fight them. It's just that yeah, yeah, it does, yeah. If you're playing on with the additional rules, then yeah, it can cause a bit of problems, so yeah. So yeah, I think my best bet here is just to stop the car and then just let cool down, so yeah. Yes, yeah, we are definitely getting a little bit close to overheating, so yeah. Yeah, not really revving at all, so yeah. Yeah, another reason I'm doing this too, I'm waiting for the rival. Now, another thing you can do is, if you're really impatient, which, yeah, sometimes I am, yeah, you can, what you can do is, yeah, you can, turn around. You don't get punished for doing that, so, yeah. You can turn around, and then turn around one more time, and then, yeah, you can go ahead and fight the rival. But again, here, yeah, I think it's probably smarter if I, cool down my engine. So again, I think the idea behind it, the additional rules is that, yeah, you do get more money. It's just that, yeah, you don't always want to fight the traffic, though. You do need to pick and choose your own battles, and then, yeah, you don't want to be too high on engine temperature, otherwise, yeah, that could cause problems if your engine goes to safe mode during the battle, so, yeah. And then, yeah, and basically, yeah, it's supposed to add a bit more risk and reward, but people think that, yeah, it kind of makes the game a bit more tedious. Which, yeah, I wouldn't blame you if you think that, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah, our rivals over there, they got stuck in the traffic because, yeah, if you do stop like that, then yeah, yeah. If you do stop like that, then yeah, the traffic also stops, which is kind of a funny thing, right? So this guy's actually from a different team, as I'll show here. He got mats too, so yeah. Challengers actually only has one rival left, but the problem is he's actually going the other way, so that's interesting. We're going to be taking on someone from Departures. And Departures, yeah, their theme is they all drive Subarus. And most of them drive the Lavore, which is basically like an estate. or wagon. I think it's the Japanese term, so yeah. Yeah, these guys, yeah, their Subarus are pretty decent, so you may want to have a bit more upgrades than I do, so yeah. And you're probably going to be heating up the engine a lot as well. The engine temperature too, it's not as much of a problem when you have upgrades, because if you do power away from your rivals, the battles take less time, and then yeah, you don't have to worry as much, so yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, we can have a fight, like, one more traffic car, and then we'll get to our next rival. I think, yeah, that's another reason why you can probably fight the traffic in this game. It gives you something to do while, yeah, you're just, you know, driving around. But yeah, most likely, yeah, later in the game, once, yeah, we have a better idea of what the gameplay is like, I'm probably going to be cutting to more rivals, especially if there's large gaps between them like this, so yeah. But for the time being, yeah, I just kind of want to talk about this game too, and yeah. Again, I think I talked about mainly all the basics, so I want to talk a little bit more about myself. So yeah, as most people know, yeah, I really like racing games, and yeah, I think the reason why is just, you know, I play them a lot. Basically, I played a lot of racing games when I was young, so then I had a very big interest in cars too, although I think, yeah, before I played Gran Turismo 4 and really liked that game, before that, yeah, I think I mainly just like cars. I don't really, you know, like games as much as cars, I think, yeah, cars are probably my interest. I think being autistic, I should be saying. Being an autistic child too, I think, yeah, that had something to do with the fact that, yeah, my interest in cars was definitely it's definitely very intense, I should say. I knew a lot about cars back then. A lot about different cars, I should be saying too, so yeah. Yeah, I really like them, and yeah. Although I would, you know, I don't really don't like cars as much as I did before. And there's definitely a point where, yeah, when I stopped playing racing games for a little bit, yeah, I didn't really, you know, think about, cars that much, but yeah, because I want to focus more on games. Like, yeah, I think about the times when I played basically, I think about the times when I played like Pokemon games and stuff, that's really all I, you know, thought about, so yeah. Anyway, so then yeah, I don't really think about cars, but yeah, nowadays though, I do kind of like cars again, although mainly older cars, I should be saying. Because yeah, it does feel like, yeah, newer cars aren't as interesting most of the time because, yeah, there seems to be more focus on, you know, EVs and stuff, so yeah. Like, electric cars, basically, again, it feels like some of the fun has been sucked out, but at least there are still some car manufacturers that still want to make, you know, fun cars, cool cars, all that good stuff. I mean, we're going to be seeing a couple of very cool modern cars in this game, so yeah. It does feel like, you know, Japan kind of gets it, I feel like. Again, Japan's definitely not perfect when it comes to, you know, their car industry. Like, yeah, Nissan's not doing so great right now, for example. But, like, Toyota's doing pretty good, Honda's doing pretty good. So, yeah. Yes, I feel like that, yeah, Korea is giving Japanese car makers good competition, which, yeah, that is definitely very true. I never agree with that because, yeah, Hyundai is doing very good. For example, so yeah, Kia is also doing pretty good too, so yeah. So there's that as well. But yeah, I should mention, thinking about that too, this game actually only has Japanese cars, which I guess makes sense, you know, because it is a Japanese game. Although TXR 3 and Tokyo Xtreme Etc. 2, another game I really like, those games did have foreign cars too, which adds to that charm a bit as well, so yeah. Anyway, engine is cooling down a little bit, so yeah, let's go take off this guy. Hey, that's something I did learn from my first save. Yeah, find the traffic is quite important. Especially later on when, yeah, you overpower them, because yeah, it's basically just free multipliers for your combos, so yeah. And yeah, especially if we do want to focus on the combo bonus perks, so yeah. And again, like I was kind of saying before, it does give us something to do while we're just trying to bring towards another dude. And then yeah, another thing it also does is it forces you to drive fast, so then after the battle I can cool the engine down by just coasting around like this, so yeah. So that's kinda cool. Now another thing, yeah, there's some other things to be wary of, I should be saying. Of course, the tires, that's going to be another limiting factor. We could definitely have problems with tire wear because, again, we can't change the tires during this night because, again, we don't have access to any pit areas. So yeah. But anyway, if I fight one more rival, I'll fight this guy. So here's another fun fact too. So yeah, you may notice that yes, some of these cars have a yellow license plate. That's because they're called K cars. K-E-I is how it's spelled. They're basically small Japanese cars that follow very strict engine size, engine power, and dimension requirements. But yeah, these cars are very cheap and very cheap to build too. So yeah. Slowing down quite a lot here. Could be a bit of a risk because, yeah, I want to cool down the engine again. Yeah, quite the risk because yeah, I let him come back, so yeah. But I'm just going to pull away from him again, so yeah. Because we passed the next rival I want to fight, so yeah. So I guess we're going to stop and once again let the engine cool down, so yeah. Again, like I said, if you are impatient, you're not playing with the initial rules, I would just turn around and fire him, or you know, you could just wait here. That also works. I mean, this rival, yeah, could be a bit of a problem, although they are only level 1, so I guess that helps a little bit. And another thing you can do, if you want to, like, take a swig of your drink, go in front of the rival, and then hit autopilot. So yeah, that allows you to take a little bit of a sip. Like so, and now the engine has been cooled down, so yeah. So now, yeah, I land past both the somewhere. I mean, they slowed down a lot because I cut in front of them like that, so yeah. So I'm just gonna reverse and then, yeah, there we go. So this guy actually drives a WRX STI, Great Financer, which could be scary, but considering they're level 1, I don't think they're going to drive very well, so yeah, to make up for that. Yeah, normally, yeah, you unlock the WRX time much later in the game, so yeah. So again, a little bit scary, but let's see if we can take them on. That also doesn't give me good lead for the team leader, but we shall see. That's because, yeah, we are kind of going through the tires, because yeah, I do want to try and take on Departure's team leader today, because that would be cool. So yeah. But there you go. I think there's like one more rival we need to fight before that happens, so yeah. Which I can show here. Yeah, basically how it works is that, and yeah, they're right there. How it works is that, yeah, once you're 4 out of 5, the team leader will spawn immediately, because, yeah, you kind of caught their attention by the thing all their front units, so yeah. So that's how that works. That's basically how every TXR game works, when it has, you know, team leaders and stuff, so yeah, and teams to fight, so yeah. Yeah, again, let's cool down the engine because yeah, we want the engine as cool as possible before fighting a team here because yeah, it could very well heat up very quickly when that happens. So yeah, we want to be careful. So yeah, because yeah, I got this good win bonus going. Although yeah, again, if I lose it, that's fine. It just means that yeah, I don't get a little bit extra money for the rest of the night, and the night isn't gonna last much longer. So yeah, once we do take on the team leader, so yeah. Engine is cooled down a little bit, so yeah, let's just drive carefully so we don't, you know, over-rev it. And like I said, I think safe mode on the Suzuki Swift happens around 5,000 RPM, so yeah. But anyway, now my tires are starting to wear out. Later on in the game, you definitely want to replace your tires if they wear out. That also means that, yeah, hard tires, that's where the tire compound actually comes to play. Basically, yeah, the harder the compound, the higher the durability, but at the cost of grip. So, yeah. So I had to go with medium because I thought that would give me the best of both worlds. But yeah, if I went hard, I'd still have some extra life in them, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, last rival we need to fight for team leader is Sweet Surrender. He's also driving a Livorg. I do like the fact that yeah, you do get the car name at top of the rival's health bar, so yeah, or SP bar is probably more accurate, so yeah. So yeah, if you're not sure what the car is, well there you go. Yeah, there's two different kinds of Livorgs in this game. There's a 2015 model and a 2021 model, so yeah. Yeah, that's what the number at the end means. It's when the car was made, so yeah. So yeah, Sweet Surrender's not giving us too much problems, that's good. Because yeah, we got a team leader to fight. Our first one. And he's called Happy Chappy. Yeah. Happy Chappy's a good name. So yeah, here he is, and he's also driving a Livorg. He normally drives Super Imprezas, but not in this game. So yeah, let's take one. He tried to overtake, but it didn't really work out for him. But I don't have very good rear grip on my tires, so he's coming back at us, and yeah, that's not great. Looks like, yeah, this is where the night's gonna come to an end for me, so yeah. That's okay. Again, like I said, it's okay to lose. The only problem, I guess, is that it's okay, because again, I could come back stronger the next night, so yeah. So let's just return to garage. It's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Again, losing this game's not bad. Like I keep saying, the only thing is there isn't a chance of beating the game without losing once, but you have New Game Plus to do that in, so yeah. But hey, that didn't go too bad. Again, we did lose against the team leader, but that's fine. The team leaders are obviously a lot more stronger, but now we can get a little bit stronger. Let's get engine, exhaust, and do I get... if I do that, then yeah, I can't get anything else. But you know what? I think that's what I want, so yeah. So that means I can't afford anything else, but that's okay. So yeah. Alright, let's go shoot. So now I can get power unit level 2. I can get exhaust level 1. And get intake level 1. So there we go. And it even tells you what they do as well. So the exhaust system, yeah, this is where exhaust can give you a lot of power for cheap in a lot of racing games, so they're quite good. It's good to, you know, share the information too if you're unfamiliar, so yeah. Okay, there you go. Alright, so yeah, with that done, how much money do we have left? We actually have a decent amount, so... do we add error to this? I feel like no, because we actually don't have enough to add everything, so yeah. You know what, we can make a start. Because yeah, actually no, we might have enough. So yeah, because yeah, the bonnet costs a little bit more, so yeah. So what do we want? Let's make our car look more ready, I guess. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with what do I want here? I think yeah, for future cars I'm probably gonna do this off screen, but yeah. I think I'm gonna go with this one actually. I mean that looks the best. The Swift actually does have some pretty cool customization, I must admit. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go with this as well. And then, yeah, if you really want to, you can also match it with the manufacturer too, if you want as well. Which yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing here. And then yeah, I'll add a rear wing as well. Yeah, I kind of want to go with this one. So there we go. We can also add wheels as long as they're not like 200,000. So yeah, let's have a look. You also have different manufacturers for these too. Being raised or this sort of thing. You know what? These ones are quite nice actually. You can also change the size. This is only visual, and then also the tire width too, which I'm pretty sure is also visual. Yeah, I could also change the color. I wouldn't mind go with these lighter colors. The lighter color, actually. Yeah, let's go with that. It does look a little bit... actually, yeah, I'm kind of feeling it different. Maybe something a little bit darker than that. Let's try wet. I could definitely sit here all day trying to figure out what I want. I think these ones, actually. Let's see, what colors do we have? That one's not too bad. We got that blue, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I kind of want to go with these. I feel like that complements the look a little bit better, so yeah. There we go. I could also add neon, but we'll do that later, I think. I mean, actually, I had the money for this, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, probably not. But yeah, I mean, actually, you can add neons to your car. There's actually, like, different types, too. Like rainbow. Like, yeah, you can make it flash different ways. There's quite a lot of options, to be fair. I mean, I'm gonna just go with this normal one. I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this orange color. I'm gonna put it all around, I believe. Yeah, I wasted a lot of money on this, but it's okay. We'll get a lot of money back, hopefully. That's the hope. Anyway. Yeah, probably, yeah, before we do take on Happy Chappy, yeah, I probably want to take on, like, at least, like, I probably want to take on, like, at least, like, 1 or 2 traffic cars so I can get a little bit more win bonus on him. But if I did beat him, then yeah, that would have been awesome, because then I would have gotten the win bonus there, but that's okay. So there is one thing we can do to make it a little bit easier, is we can now go for soft tires, because, spoiler alert, once we end the day against Happy Chappy, he's now marked yellow because he beat me, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's okay. Once I beat him, the day ends, so yeah, that's my idea, so let's just go. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate to do that. I thought I could handle him with just that engine upgrade, but yeah, looks like I'm gonna need a little bit more. Now, I will say one thing too. I'm driving automatic. If you're driving manual, you'll probably have an easier time because the automatic does shift up a little bit early. Basically, yeah, the idea behind driving. I could also fight seat surrender again. And the reason to do that, I get BP. But here's the thing though, because I'm rematching him, I'm gonna get much less. So yeah. So that's interesting. And he's trying to box me in there, but that's okay. So yeah. Driving manual's good because yeah, the idea is that yeah, you can keep the car in its power band. Basically, in some games it gives you basically this graph. And yeah, it basically shows where the car makes the most power based on its RPM. So like, as like an example, I don't know if where the Swift's power band is, but I'm gonna guess it's around 6,000 RPM. So basically, yeah, what you want to do is you want to make it so that the gearbox keeps the car in the power band for as long as possible. You can do that by setting the gears, but if you drive manually too, then yeah, you can basically force the car to stay in the power band, and that basically makes you go faster. So yeah, let's take on this guy. And yeah, that's why in most games, driving in manual makes you faster as well, because again, you can manipulate it so that yeah, you're always in the car's power band, and yeah, you go faster as a result. But there's the thing though, not every racing game shows you that graph of how the power band works. You know, the peak RPM, I believe is what it's called, so yeah. So that's a bit unfortunate, but oh well. Anyway, here's Happy Chappy, let's take him on. Now though, I have soft tires, less worn-out tires, and a much better engine, so this should go a lot better. Watch, I didn't get the just accelerate, but that's okay. He is still pulling away from us, so yeah, I need to keep on him. These team leader battles, yeah, especially when yeah, you don't have the big car advantage against them, yeah, they can be very intense. Yeah, I'm a bit scared of corners in this game because the AI is a lot better in corners in this game when compared to all the TXR games, so yeah. I'm staying ahead of him, so that's good. I'm still in attack range, I guess you could say, which is 25 meters, so yeah. And now we're pulling away, so yeah. This is looking good. And there we go. We beat Happy Chappy and we defeated our first team. And like I said, the day is gonna end right here. While taking a break at the parking area, a slim, well-built man approached. His handsome features and striking presence make him stand out anywhere. You are an unfamiliar face. I suppose you just started racing recently. I'd rather you didn't casually call yourself a street racer. At first glance he seems polite, but his words subtly mock you. Who am I, you ask? Judging by that reaction, you really don't know. Good grief. Call yourself a street racer without knowing the Kurosaki brothers from Phantom 9? This is what we call a poser, isn't it? It seems the standards have dropped drastically during the 4 years I've been away. Crimson Boy, that's my name on the Shuto Expressway. If you're planning to call yourself a street racer, come find me. I'll tell you with a test of skill, if you can keep up, that is. Or will you tuck your tail and run away, rookie? So yeah, that guy's kind of an asshole, and it makes sense because of, yeah, the storyline, let's just say. Because yeah, this game has 3 storylines, and yeah, this is the Phantom 9 one. They cannot accept anyone running ahead of them. Resolutely, firmly, stubbornly. Spirits sunk into the chaos of darkness by excessive pride. The emergence of a new soul, whose presence awakens the soul submerged in darkness. Those who grow feverish, like moss to a flame. They swarm around young street racers. Episode Return of the Bastards. Yeah, if I had to 9 are assholes, so yeah, makes sense. But there we go. Yeah, rematching Sweet Surrender only gave me 1 PP, so yeah. So you can't. So again, grinding off them is a bit difficult, so yeah. But now we've done that, let's look at Thugs again because we can get another tuning upgrade. Let's see, we either go with Clutch, Brake, or Body. I think I'm gonna go with I'm actually gonna go Clutch. So there we go. So now I can go ahead and buy that, hopefully. Because I spent all my money making the car look fabulous. So now we got the Clutch, which yeah, basically improves our acceleration. So there we go, that's the general thing it does, so yeah. Yeah, still nothing you can do with the settings of the car yet. Anyway. So now let's look at the reference, because now we have departures here. Now departures is interesting. As we're gonna read here. Once a team that advocate adult driving as their slogan, a change in mindset by the leader Happy Chappy has shifted their focus to speed above all else. Some members have turned to more aggressive driving, making them far from the most moral team on the Shuto Expressway. The deterioration of internal relationships had led to a loss of teamwork, with some members even considering transferring. Yeah, basically, it's not looking good for them. They've kind of gone downhill. But anyway, so let's look at their teams. So again, like I said, I'm not so sure I'm going to read every single buy in this game. Thing is, again, it takes quite a while, so yeah. But for this first other game, I'll read everyone, and then you can get a good idea. So yeah, so here's Upbeat, an avid music lover who always plays loud music in his car, whether in battle or not. He cares deeply about team relationships, but no one except Sweet Surrender listens. He rarely sees members who are supposed to be much older and more mature than he is disgraced. I feel like I read that wrong. He really sees members who are supposed to be much older and more mature than he is disgrace themselves, and he often wonders what he's striving for. He is even considering requesting a transfer room box known for its level music. Grape Finance, a securities company employer who has survived the tumultuous financial industry during the global financial crisis, emerging much tougher. His current stress relief through trolling on Cool Sight's website, supporting them during the harsh times. At one point, his actions were so severe that he had undoubtedly been convicted and prosecuted. He now feels partly responsible for the current chaos of Cool Sight. And his Cool Sight runs a website where the main content is videos of his driving. Despite his solid driving skills, his tendency to incorporate every opinion from the site into his tuning and driving has led to a loss of individuality, causing a decline in site traffic. Forced to change direction, he chose a radical route. Obsessed with the numbers, which increase in proportion to the extreme nature of the videos he posts, his driving and tuning have become increasingly dangerous. Sweet Surrender, a cool woman who suits a red block-shaped glasses. She believes in data-driven driving, employing 256 driving patterns tailored to a car and course conditions, developing the optimal driving style for each situation. However, perhaps because of this, she's weak against sudden accidents. Recently, she's been troubled by the declining morality of team members, particularly feeling near fearful of leader Happy Chappie's behavior. And is Happy Chappie, a man who became a police officer out of a desire for car chases, but ironically quickly rose to a managerial position, leaving the field. Unable to abandon his passion for racing, he resigned. After his child became independent, his wife returned to her parents' home, freeing him from the guilt of involving his family, which only fueled his drive for speed. For him, speed is everything. His pursuit driving skills honed during his police days have become even sharper, allowing him to rapidly accelerate from his opponent's blind spots. So yeah, there you go. They don't have extra dialogue though, so yeah. The challengers, we only have one member left, but then we also have another team we need to defeat too, so yeah. Do we take on this guy here, I'm wondering? He's over there. I think we can. So yeah, we can use the soft tires against him, so yeah, let's go. Because he's probably going to give us a bit more BP, and then yeah, we can add another upgrade. So yeah. Yeah, we're starting like right next to him, so yeah, probably no reason to go ahead and fire a traffic car, I think, so yeah. I mean, we can. Like I said, let's get a little bit more combo bonus, so yeah. Let's get my just accelerate timing better too. But yeah, now yeah, our sweat is doing a lot better, so yeah. But yeah, again, I'm probably gonna need to slow down a little bit because yeah, there he is right there. Just past him, so yeah. So we're gonna be thinking of our first boss day too, so that should be fun. Let's slow down a little bit, just make sure that yeah, engine is going to be in good shape. Because yeah, we're never going to need all the help we can get against the boss, obviously, so yeah. Alrighty, so yeah. There he is. And yeah, here's his introduction. This is Crimson Boy, our first boss. And he's behind us, alright. And he's level 4, so yeah, he's gonna be a little bit more dangerous than Happy Chappie, I think. And another thing about him too, he has a skill. That's that, I can below his health bar. So that's interesting. But he's not too much faster than us, that's good. Another thing about Phantom 9 is that they drive dirty, so that's another reason to not like them, so yeah. They like to block you, they like to ram you, all that fun stuff, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, let's just, you know, get past them. Let's run away from him. But yeah, again, he is another game boss, so if the car is all upgraded, then yeah, you're not gonna have too much fun. Unfortunately, I lost it there. I should have slowed it down a lot more than that. And there we go, we beat him. We beat our first boss. And he gave us quite a lot of money too, so that's nice. After finishing the battle, he returned to the parking area of Crimson Boy. After he steps out of his machine, he seems like a completely different person compared to before. Seeing to it a surprisingly friendly and casual tone. Well done, rookie. Oh my, no need to be so wary. I do apologize for calling you a poser. Your driving skills show real skill. You even had the nerve to challenge your hesitation. It seems the Shuto Express stage has been stagnant for a while. It's starting to feel the breeze of change. Looks like you'll bring us some excitement. Crimson Boy's demeanor seems friendly at first, but his gaze is as sharp as a hunter targeting its prey. inescapable malice. You'll eventually be caught in the whirlpool of fate that soars within the Shutoku Expressway. Alright. And we have a little bit more BP, so yeah. You only gave 5 again. The amount of BP our rival gives is based on level, actually. So yeah. So let's go back and let's purchase another upgrade. Let's get transmission this time. And then after that we could think about LSD, but I think after that I'm actually going to go brake, suspension, tire. There's also body though. Body's also really good too, so yeah. And the LSD we don't need too much, so yeah. So yeah, that's how to bear transmission. Which here, shorten shift times. There we go. And now we can also adjust gear ratios too. This is our first setting that we can change. So yeah, for the early game, all we need to really do is increase our acceleration, I believe. Yeah, we just need to increase final drive. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Basically, yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm adding more acceleration. So yeah, so our top speed is lower, but yeah, we accelerate much faster now. So yeah, so there we go. All right, and yeah, to end things, let's look at Crimson Boy's bio. And again, for every boss, I definitely want to show the boss, obviously, because they're the important characters, so yeah. Anyway, Crimson Boy, boss, I should be saying. Skilled street racers who have made a name for themselves in the Shuto Expressway. They stand aware of new challenges with the pride of strongman. This is Crimson Boy, one of the members of Phantom 9 who set the Shuto Expressway and forced many teams to disband 4 years ago. Yeah, basically, yeah, Phantom 9 are the closest thing to villains you got in TXR games, basically. Polite and seemingly mild-mannered, he hides a fierce determination. He often acts together with his 2 older brothers, known as the Kurosaki brothers. He has appeared as the vanguard of the new Phantom 9 to determine if the new generation of straight racers are worthy of being his brothers. And he's called Masamichi Kurosaki, and he values on models, so yeah. And yeah, his car is actually a custom car. It's called the Kuronai Boss, but it's basically a Subaru Levorg, so yeah. Anyway. I'll go back to the dealer real quick, check something. Nope, alright. Sometimes when you be a boss, you actually can buy that car at the shop. But I guess not with Crimson Boy just yet, but anyway. So yeah, we're gonna end things here once again. So yeah, we beat Crimson Boy there, we defeated Departures, so now we'll look here. We've done Return of the Bastards for now, so yeah. Looks like, yeah, we're almost finished with Rise of the New Generation, but then we got Rebirth of Legend. We still need to work on the rolling guys, so yeah. But with all our upgrades, that should be a little bit easier, so yeah. Anyway. So yeah, next time, yeah, we're gonna be, making more progress through this stage. Maybe buying some more team leaders and more bosses as well, so yeah. Look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.